5 trillion. Trillion with a T. An estimated 5 trillion plastic bags are made every single year. Less than 10% of them are recycled, and one plastic bag can take over 1,000 years to decompose. So I'm not saying that we can crochet away 5 trillion bags, but this Earth Day, maybe we can do something creative to keep a little bit more plastic out of the landfills. I've been asking my friends and family to hold onto their plastic bags for me, and today we're going to recycle them, or I guess upcycle them, into plarn. Plastic yarn, or plarn, is made by cutting strips of plastic bags and tying them together to make a yarn-like material that you can actually use to crochet and knit things. Another reason that I love plarn is that it's a very cheap, accessible way to get into crocheting. I get asked a lot about affordable, accessible ways to get into crocheting because, let's be real, y'all, yarn can be really expensive. So I think this is gonna be my first video in a whole series of videos where we upcycle things that you probably already have to make yarn. I already have some more ideas for things I think we can turn into yarn, but if you have ideas, let us know in the comments below. So today I'm gonna show you a couple different ways that you can make plarn. For this first way, all you're gonna need are scissors and your bags. I find that with scissors, I can only do one bag at a time, which is the reason that this takes a lot longer to do. You're going to start by cutting off the bottom of the bag and the top of the bag. Take the rest of your bag and cut them into strips. You can make these strips as thick or as thin as you want. I personally like working with thicker yarn, so I make my strips a little bit thicker. Do keep in mind, if you make them too thin, they're probably going to break at some point. Honestly, even if you make them thicker, they're probably going to break at some point. So continue cutting your bag into strips. Then once your bag is cut into strips, we're gonna connect them by looping them together. So take one bag and lay it out. Take your second bag, put it over the first bag, grab that first bag and pull it back through. So let me show you that again. Loop them over each other and then pull one side back through. This is the easiest way that I've found to tie the bags together, and it still looks really, really good in your finished crochet project. If you take a look at this project, you can see that you can't even really notice where the bags are tied together. It just looks very pretty. I'm gonna take the new plarn that we've been making and connect it to this skein that I've already been working on. You can organize different types of bags into different skeins if you want, like one just for red bags, one for white, one for blue, one for gray. I personally just love how it looks whenever yarn changes colors, so I like my plarn to be a color changing plarn cake. If you want to make your plarn a little bit faster, and if you have one of these and you have one of these, I think you can do about 10 bags at a time. 10. Now we're just gonna slice off the bottoms. Whew, that was satisfying. And the top. Ah, not as satisfying. I missed one tiny little piece. And the rest. Obviously, you can't be quite as precise when you do a bunch at once, but it's going to save you so much time if you do it this way. Now we just have to tie them all together. While I put together all this plarn, I am finally going to listen top to bottom to the double album of the Tortured Poets Department. And by the time I'm done with this project, I'm going to try to have my top 5 songs picked out to tell you guys. Let me know your top 5 in the comments. Hey Ziggy, play the Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift.
Got it. This is Taylor Swift, and welcome to the Tortured Poets Department on Amazon Music.
I just finished putting together all of the plarn that we cut. I am 3 songs into the album so far, and I think out of the first 3, the Tortured Poets Department is my top song. Before I continue to actually make something with the plarn, I want to talk about hook size. Your hook size is obviously going to depend on how thick you cut your plarn. And remember that I doubled my plarn. If you're just doing yours as like single strips and tying them together, your plarn is going to be thinner, so you're going to probably need a thinner hook. I'm going to be using a 10mm crochet hook, which is honestly the biggest normal crochet hook that I have. I have a ginormous crochet hook that's like 30 or 35mm, but obviously that would be way too big. So for this, we're going to use my 10mm. I'm going to start by making a slip knot like I always would. One thing I will warn you about when you're working with plarn is that it's way harder to frog than regular yarn. So if you need to undo the project, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Let me show you with this slip knot. So if I'm going to pull this, do you see how it's kind of stretching the yarn? Okay, there we go. So since the plastic stretches and kind of sticks together, it's a little bit harder to undo. So just keep that in mind whenever you're working on your project. What do I want to make? I'm thinking I want to make a bag out of bags because I think that that's funny. I really love this Plarn makeup bag that I made last year. So I'm kind of thinking I want to make myself a purse, like a purse I can actually carry with me places. Today I picked up a 12-inch zipper and a 9-inch zipper. Kind of like the idea of the contrasting green with this. Oh my gosh, wait, if I do the green, I can weave in some fake plants. Wait, that would look so cool. Like, can't you just picture it if I somehow crochet in some of this ivy, this fake ivy? It'll look like the vines are like growing out of this recycled plastic. Wait, this is really cool. Okay, I think I like this. Not sure quite how I'm gonna pull it off yet, but I like the idea. I'm crocheting my starting line just a little bit longer than the zipper. I think that's what I did last time. If you're new here, I really don't use patterns for like anything, so I'm just gonna be crocheting back and forth until this looks like a purse. I've only ever done single crochet with Plarn. I wonder if I can do double crochet or half double. Double crochet is gonna be too holy, I think. Let's stick with single crochet. Yeah, I think that single crochet is definitely the way to go whenever you're working with Plarn. All right, well, I've got 28 more songs to listen to, so Ziggy, play. I just finished But Daddy, I Love Him, and it's giving debut in like the best way. Also, I'm so obsessed with how crocheting this ivy is looking. This was not planned at all. When I brought this up in the video a minute ago, that was literally me having this idea for the first time, and I'm so excited. I think that this is just gonna take this bag to the next level. Okay, 3 things. 1, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me is so good. 2, I love how the ivy's looking. It's kind of giving like post-apocalyptic. We just finished watching Fallout, so like that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this so far, which I love. And 3, I was thinking about if you wanted to start like a crochet or knitting business and you wanted to have the lowest overhead possible, Plarn could be your solution. You could literally have friends and family collect all of their plastic bags for you and turn it into yarn for free that you can crochet into projects and then sell. There's probably already people on Etsy who do this, but I bet you could also just sell the Plarn that you make. Plarn is so much fun to use, but it does take a really long time to make. So I feel like there could be a small business in there somewhere if you wanted to collect bags from friends and family, turn it into Plarn, and then sell it. I feel like you could. I'm sure somebody already does. Okay, update. I just listened to the first album of the 2 albums, or however you want to word that. The last song I listened to was Clara Bow. I'm this far into the project, and I think out of the first 16 songs, these are my top 5. The Alchemy, LOML, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, Clara Bow, and Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. Okay, I'm gonna keep listening. Hi, okay, I hope you guys can hear me okay. My microphone died and I'm charging it, but I have to tell you, I just finished listening to everything, and wow. It officially took me the whole double album to make just the purse part of this purse, and all we have left to do is sew in the zipper and then make the handle. I have a list of my top 5 songs from the Tortured Poets department and also from the Anthropology. I think I need to listen to those 10 songs again to fully be able to tell what my actual top 5 are going to be. We're all pinned in, let's sew. Ziggy, play the manuscript by Taylor Swift.
Here's the manuscript by Taylor Swift.
It's officially Earth Day and our recycled purse is finally done, so I wanted to give you all a full Earth Day fit check. Today I'm wearing this moss headband that I made myself, my little crochet acorn that is actually a jar for my trinkets. When I made this, it was supposed to be a mushroom and then it looked like an acorn, and now I'm obsessed with the acorn. This other necklace that I made has real dried flowers inside of it, and they actually came from a bouquet of flowers that Josh got me last year, and then they had this teeny tiny little part that I just thought, oh my gosh, that looks like a whole tiny bouquet of flowers. So I dried them and I put them in a bottle and put them on a necklace. I can't remember where I got my shawl or my little corset top, but this dress, I got this dress last year at like a secondhand store, and it was like a white cream color, and I just hated it. I loved the poofy sleeves, I loved like the shape of the dress, but the whitish cream color I just was never gonna wear, so I decided to dye it green. As always, I'm wearing Crocs. I'm not wearing my Ren Fair Crocs today, I'm just wearing like normal flowery Crocs today. And while I do want to start dressing more magical and whimsical in my everyday life, I'm not quite ready to wear like my full Ren Fair outfits in everyday life. We'll just call my style like fantasy light or like Ren Fair light. But I really do want to start dressing more like this, just bringing more fantasy, more whimsy, more Ren Fair into my everyday life. And lastly, to complete my Earth Day outfit, we have my recycled Plarn purse. I think this turned out so cute, and I'm so glad that I decided to add the ivy. It's actually really sturdy too. When I made Plarn bags in the past, I always had the problem that I never made the straps thick enough, but this one definitely has a thick enough strap, and it's extremely sturdy. Like, I have everything that I would normally have in my purse. I think it's gonna hold up really, really well. I'm definitely gonna be carrying this bag on a regular basis. Well, friends, if you're still here, thank you for watching. I'm Auna. If you're new here, welcome to the Sunflower family. Like I said before, I really do want to turn this idea of upcycling things we already have into yarn into a series. So if you have an idea for something that you think we should turn into yarn, let us know in the comments below. If you had fun here, make sure to hit all the buttons, and I'll see you in the next one.